Hello students,
Today
we are going to study about life processes. So before that, let me introduce myself to you all. This is Honey Saxena and today we are going to study about excretion in this video. So before that, let me explain to you what is life processes. So as its name indicate, life processes are those processes which support our life. मीन्स लाइफ प्रोसेसेस वो प्रोसेसेस होते हैं जिसके थ्रू हमारी लाइफ जो है हम सरवाइव कर पाते हैं या हमारी लाइफ जो है वो चल पाती है एक तरीके से. सो वी कैन से दैट द बेसिक फंक्शन परफॉर्म्ड बाय लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म to maintain their life is called life processes. So there are different kinds of life processes going on in our body, but in this chapter we are going to study about four main types of life processes. They are nutrition, excretion, respiration and transportation. As you all know, I have discussed with you nutrition in my last video. All those who have not seen that video, they can go on the description box and click on the link I have provided over there. Now, come back to our chapter. Today in this video, I am going to discuss about excretion. So students, let's moving forward and see the content which we are going to cover in this video. So the first content that we are going to cover, that is what is excretion. Second, other excretory organ. Third, human excretory system. Fourth, structure of nephron. So the first thing that comes to our mind, that what is excretion. So excretion means removal of waste. It is a process through which we remove waste from our body. So what kind of waste we used to remove from our body? That is nitrogenous waste. Nitrogenous waste means urea, uric acid, ammonia. So we can say that the biological process of removal of harmful nitrogenous metabolic waste from the body is called excretion. So एक्सक्रीशन के थ्रू हम नाइट्रोजिनस वेस्ट हमारी बॉडी से यूरिन के फॉर्म में एक्सक्रीट करते हैं. एंड वाई इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट टू रिमूव नाइट्रोजिनस वेस्ट फ्रॉम आवर बॉडी? बिकॉज नाइट्रोजिनस बेस इज टॉक्सिक है तो क्या करेगा, हमारे सेल्स को किल करेगा या डैमेज करेगा. एंड एज वी ऑल नो दैट आवर बॉडी इज कंसिस्ट ऑफ सेल ओनली. So it is very important to remove this waste from our body, otherwise our organ stop working properly. So it's very important that we should remove nitrogenous waste from our body as it is toxic. Now let's see other excretory organ present in our body other than kidney. So the first excretory organ is skin. As you all know, we used to sweat in the summer. Yes. So उसमें क्या होता है, स्वेटिंग होती है तो इट मीन्स वी आर रिमूविंग द वाटर, एक्सेस ऑफ वाटर प्रेजेंट इन आवर बॉडी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ salt ions. So we can say that sweat gland in the skin allow evaporation of excess water along with some salt which has to be excreted out of the body. तो in this way क्या हो रहा है, हम excess water with the other salt ion present in our body remove करते हैं. Now let's see other excretory lungs. So lungs are the respiratory organ in human beings. Lungs excrete carbon dioxide out of the body. So with the help of lungs we used to remove carbon dioxide from our body जो कि harmful gas है for our body. So we are going to study the most important excretory organ present in human, that is kidney. So let's see. The human excretory system consists of a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, a urinary bladder and a urethra. So let's understand it more clearly with the help of this giving diagram. As you all can see on your screen, A human excretory system consists of bean-shaped structure kidney. This is kidney. Then it is connected through a tube-like structure. This is called ureter. This ureter open into a sac bag-like structure which is called urinary bladder, and urinary bladder release the urine with the help of urethra. Other than that, there are present blood vessels which is coming in and out. These are two blood vessels. These are the blood vessels. So the blood vessel which is coming in are called renal artery, and the blood vessels which are going out is called renal vein. So this is red color is called renal artery, and this blue color is called renal vein. Now we will see the function of each. Kidney helps in the removal of urine. Ureter helps to carry the urine from kidney to the urinary bladder. Urinary bladder stores the urine till it gets released from the body. Urethra helps to remove the urine from the body. So now kidney are present on either side of the backbone in the abdomen. Kidney produce urine, and urine from kidney passes through the ureter into the urinary bladder and remain stored there until it is released through the urethra. So just now we have studied the process of how urine pass through kidney into the urinary bladder and released out from the body. So kidney में क्या होता है, यूरिन बनता है, then it passed into the ureter जो ट्यूब लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होता है, वो उसे पास करता है इंटू सैक बैग लाइक स्ट्रक्चर इंटू यूरिनरी ब्लैडर. यूरिनरी ब्लैडर में वो स्टोर होती है और रिलीज हो जाती है आउट विद द हेल्प ऑफ यूरेथ्रा. So now we are going to study the structure of kidney. As we all know, kidney is an excretory organ and it helps in the balancing of water and mineral ions in our body. So our kidneys consist of two main parts, that is external region and internal region. So now let's understand the structure of kidney with the help of this given diagram. So as you all can see on your screen, this is the structure of kidney. So kidney is a bean shaped structured and it is located in the abdominal cavity. Its outer surface is convex. This margin is convex while the inner surface is concave. A notch is present in the kidney and this notch is called ileum. Now, the renal artery bring blood from heart into it through this ileum. ये renal artery है. This is bringing blood through this ileum. This is called renal artery. Now, each ureter is thin-walled structure and its anterior end opens into urinary bladder, and its anterior end is wide, and this wider end is called pelvis. This is called renal pelvis. ये क्या है, white color part which is visible to you जो कि चौड़ा सा है, that is pelvis. Now this is opening into, its anterior end is opening into urinary bladder, and in urinary bladder urine get stored. So now let's see the structure of kidney. Our kidney is consist of two main part, that is external region and internal region. External region is कैसा है, external region convex, so its outer margin is convex and it is a thick layer of fat. ये किससे बना हुआ है, thick layer of fat से. While the inner surface is concave and is composed of renal cortex and renal medulla. As you can see on it, it is renal cortex and renal medulla. Now renal medulla is composed of conical masses of tissue that leads to pelvis. As you all can see, this is tissue like structure is present. This is called renal medulla, while renal tubule Renal cortex is a tubular-like structure which is called nephron. As you all can see on your screen, this structure is called renal cortex. और ये क्या होती हैं? Nephron कहलाती हैं. This is the filtration unit. So we can say that our kidney is consist of two main part, that is outer region and inner region, or external region and internal region. External region is composed of thick fat layer which is convex, while the inner surface is concave. Its inner region is composed of two main part, that is renal medulla and renal cortex. रीनल मेडुला कैसे होते हैं? टिश्यू लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं विच इज connected or lead to pelvis, whereas renal cortex is a arrangement of tubule which is called nephron. and nephron क्या होती है? filtration unit होती है kidney की. So there are two arteries are also present, that is blood vessel which is bringing blood and taking it out. Now let's see. External region is made up of thick layer followed by a layer of fat. Fat acts as a shock absorber, while the inner region comprises of renal cortex and renal medulla. The medulla is composed of conical masses of tissue that leads to pelvis. The cortex has a random arrangement of tiny tubule called nephron, which are the functional unit of the kidney. Now we will study the structure of nephron. नेफ्रॉन क्या होती हैं? फिल्ट्रेशन या फंक्शनल यूनिट होती हैं किडनी की. सो नेफ्रॉन आर द माइक्रोस्कोपिक बेसिक फिल्ट्रेशन यूनिट ऑफ द किडनी. Nephron carry out an important process of urine formation in the kidney. A single nephron is composed of renal corpuscle and renal tubule. Now let's see the structure of nephron to understand it more clearly. Students, as you all can see on your screen, this is the structure of nephron. And nephron क्या होती है? Nephron filtration unit होती है kidney की. And it is composed of two main parts, that is renal corpuscles and renal tubule. Now glomerulus and Bowen's capsule together called as renal corpuscle. See, these tiny blood vessels or capillaries like structure network is called glomerulus, and this cup-shaped structure is called Bowen's capsule. So renal corpuscle is composed of tiny blood capillaries which is called glomerulus, and it is surrounded by cup-shaped structure which is called Bowen's capsule. Now this Bowen capsules is lead into this entangled structure like tube which is called PCT. PCT means proximal convoluted tubule. Now this proximal convoluted tubule is connected to pin-like structure, and this pin-like structure is called Hanel's loop. And this pin-like structure is called Hanel's loop, and it is connected to the DCT. This DCT is called distal convoluted tubule, and this distal convoluted tubule is connected to the collecting duct. So PCT, Hanel's loop and DCT all together consider as renal tubule. So now we can understand it more clearly with the help of its theory. Renal corpuscle is made up of tangled cluster of tiny blood capillaries called glomerulus and Bowen's capsule. As you all can see, I have drawn already here. This is tiny blood capillaries which is called glomerulus, and it is surrounded by cup-shaped structure which is called Bowen's capsule. So glomerulus is called the filtration unit, and Bowen's capsule surround the glomerulus. Renal tubule is made up of proximal convoluted tubule, Hanel's loop, and distal convoluted tubule. Renal tubule leads away from Bowen's capsule and become highly coiled structure. As you have seen just now कि वो कैसे structure होता है? Highly coiled to form the proximal convoluted tubule. The tubule make a hairpin loop called the loop of Hanel. It joins the distal convoluted tubule. The distal convoluted tubule open into a collecting duct which passes into the renal medulla. So now let's recall what we have studied just now, that kidney is composed of two main parts, that is external region and internal region. External region is composed of thick layer of fat, while the inner region is composed of two main parts, that is renal cortex and renal medulla. Renal cortex कैसी होती है? Renal cortex is a tubule-like arrangement which is a filtration unit called nephron. Renal medulla is a tissue-like structure present in the kidney which leads to pelvis. So let's see the structure of it. It is a bean-shaped kidney. Yes, and its outer covering is convex, which is a thick layer of fat. Now its inner surfaces or inner membrane is composed of two parts, that is renal medulla. This is renal medulla, tissue like structure, and filtration unit tubules are present all over, and this is called renal cortex. And renal cortex, this tubule-like structure is called nephron. Now we will see the structure of nephron to understand it more clearly. So our nephron is a filtration unit of kidney, and it is composed of two main parts, that is renal corpuscle and renal tubule. So let's see the structure. So this is blood. In the blood, tiny capillaries are present, and this cluster like tiny capillaries are called glomerulus. ये क्या होती हैं? Glomerulus. And it is surrounded by cup-shaped structure which is called Bowens capsule, and these together forms Bowens capsule, and these two together form renal corpuscles. ये दोनों मिलके क्या बनाते हैं? Renal corpuscle. Now its lead to renal tubule, which is composed of three main parts, that is PCT, Hanel's loop, and DCT. So this coiled structure Bowens capsule leads to PCT, मतलब proximal convoluted tubule. Now it is surrounded by a pin-shaped structure which is called Hanel's loop, and this Hanel's loop leads to DCT. DCT is a distal convoluted tubule which is connected to a collecting duct. So in this way, with the help of the filtration unit of kidney, urine formation take place. Now we will study how urine formation take place. So urine formation take place with the help of three steps. The three function as a step involved in urine formation. First is ultrafiltration, second is selective reabsorption, and third is tubular secretion. As its name indicate, ultrafiltration means whatever substance or toxic material is passing there, इट यूज़ टू अल्ट्रा फिल्टर इट, मीन्स उसे पूरी तरीके से उसे फिल्ट्रेट किया जाता है, सो दैट द टॉक्सिक मटेरियल विच इज़ प्रेजेंट इन आवर ब्लड दैट कैन बी टेकन बाय द नेफ्रॉन और किडनी. सो वी कैन से दैट कि विद द हेल्प ऑफ ग्लोमेरुलस, as glomerulus is the filtration unit where nephrons are present. So what it used to do, it used to take all the waste material and filtered in Bowens capsule so that it can filter uric acid, urea through the afferent arteriole, and जो filtrate नहीं होता, that can be returned back to the blood with the help of efferent arteriole. So students, sometimes it's happen कि ultrafiltration के समय क्या होता है, कुछ useful substance भी आ जाते हैं filter करते वक्त. So what we need to reabsorb it. So in that reabsorption take place in second step, that is selective reabsorption. And tubular secretion is a tube-like structure where some ions like ammonia, potassium ions maintain the neutrality. So now let's see its diagram to understand it more clearly. So urine formation take place with the help of three steps, that is ultrafiltration. अल्ट्राफिल्ट्रेशन में क्या होते हैं, जो भी टॉक्सिक मटेरियल ब्लड से पास होते हैं उसे वो पूरी तरीके से उसके टॉक्सिक मटेरियल्स को एब्जॉर्व करता है, टॉक्सिक मटेरियल्स को लेता है इन दी ग्लोमेरुलस एंड बोवेंस कैप्सूल, जैसे कि यूरिया, यूरिक एसिड, उससे पूरी तरीके से उसमें जितने भी टॉक्सिक हैं इट यूज टू एब्जॉर्व इट. बट समटाइम इट्स हैपन कि विद दैट सम यूजफुल सब्सटेंस ऑल्सो get absorbed. So it used to reabsorb some useful substance which is absorbed in ultrafiltration and reabsorption. So this take place in selective reabsorption, and in the tubular secretion like ammonia, potassium, these ions get neutralized. So in this way formation of urine take place, and from there through the collecting duct it is passed into the ureter, that is tubule like structure. So each ureter is a tubular structure which arise on from each kidney and join to form a single tube which open from each kidney. A ureter arises which open into the urinary bladder. So क्या होता है कि यूरेटर में क्या होते हैं, यूरिन पास होती है और वो वहाँ पास होके कहाँ जाती है, यूरिनरी ब्लैडर में. नाउ व्हाट इज यूरिनरी ब्लैडर? It is a muscular sac situated at the lower part of the abdominal which receive urine from the kidney through ureter. It stores this urine till it becomes full. Urinary bladder open out through urethra. Urethra passes urine to the outside of the body. The urethra emerges through the penis in males and close to the vagina in female. So in this way urine formation होने के बाद it used to removed out from our body. We can say that toxic removed from our body in the form of urine. So let's see how excretory pathway in kidney take place. Blood is carried by the renal artery to the nephron, from there to renal pyramid, leading to pelvis, to the ureter, then to the urinary bladder, and finally to the urethra, which passes it to the outside. So in this way, this is the pathway through which urine or toxic waste remove out from the body. Now we will see some more how excretion take place in plant. So excretion in plant take place through following ways. Plant get rid of excess water by the process of transpiration. Transpiration के through वो excess of water को remove करते हैं. Resin, gums and dead leaves are some excretory product of plants. Now we will see what is dialysis. See, dialysis is the process through which separation of nitrogenous waste blood take place by artificial way. See, sometimes it's happen कि few people's kidney does not work properly. In that case, dialysis process is used. Like kidney used to work in our body and it used to filtrate toxic material from the blood. Similarly, through dialysis, blood is purified. So, what used to happen? Blood is passed through a machine. That machine takes all the toxic material from the blood and pass the purified blood back into the body of a person. So, dialysis is the process which involves separation of nitrogenous waste from a blood artificially. An artificial kidney contain a number of tubules with a semi-permeable membrane lining suspended in a tank filled with dialysis fluid. The purified blood is pumped back into the patient. As you can understand, and more with the help of this giving diagram. So what is happening? This is the artificial way through which blood can be purified with the help of machine, and this process is called dialysis, in which blood is taking and passing through this machine, and from machine it is passing back into the body of a person after taking all the toxic material from the body. So this is all for today's session, student. I hope you all like it. Please like, share and subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.